Season 1, Episode 8, Income That Lets You Sleep. When people talk about income, they usually talk about how much, how to increase it, how to accelerate it, how to maximize it. But there's another dimension of income that matters far more to daily life, and it's often overlooked. Whether your income lets you sleep. There's a quiet difference between income that looks good on paper and income that actually feels supportive. Two people can earn the same amount and live in completely different states of mind. One feels steady, the other feels tense. The difference isn't intelligence or discipline, it's the character of the income. Income does more than pay bills. It sets the emotional tone of a financial life. It determines how often you check balances, how reactive you feel to headlines, how much uncertainty you can tolerate without it spilling into everything else. Income that's impressive but unpredictable creates a very different internal experience than income that's modest but reliable. This is where many people get tripped up. They assume that more income automatically means more security. Sometimes it does, but often complexity rises faster than calm. Irregular timing, concentrated sources, high dependence on continued performance. Income becomes something you have to protect, manage, and worry about. Not because it's insufficient, but because it's fragile. Income that lets you sleep is income that matches the rest of the system. It aligns with your obligations, your energy, and your time horizon. It doesn't require constant vigilance. It doesn't demand perfect conditions. It doesn't collapse if one variable changes. That doesn't mean it never fluctuates. It means fluctuations don't threaten the whole structure. This matters differently at different points in life. Early on, income that lets you sleep often means predictability, knowing roughly what's coming so you can plan. Midstream, it often means diversification of sources, not to maximize returns, but to reduce dependence. Later, it often means durability, income that keeps arriving even as energy, interest, or capacity changes. The principle stays the same. The form adapts. It also helps to separate income amount from income confidence. Income confidence is the feeling that your system doesn't need heroics to function, that you're not one missed payment, one bad month, or one unlucky turn away from stress. That confidence rarely comes from chasing higher numbers. It comes from structure. This is why income is best understood as psychological infrastructure. It supports everything else. When income is steady, saving stays finished. Usable cash stays usable. Investing stays patient. When income is volatile, pressure leaks everywhere. You start asking savings to stretch. You start asking investments to behave. You start asking yourself to tolerate more stress than you should. None of this means income has to be boring. It means income has to be appropriate. Appropriate to your life stage. Appropriate to your obligations. Appropriate to your time horizon. What matters isn't whether income is impressive. It's whether it allows the rest of the system to remain calm. There's also a subtle identity shift here. When income is designed to let you sleep, it stops being a referendum on your worth. It becomes a support. It does its job quietly so you can do yours, whatever that happens to be right now. If there's one idea to carry forward from this episode, it's this. Income should reduce the number of things that can ruin a good night's sleep, not increase them. When income is aligned with structure, calm stops feeling fragile. In the next episode, we'll look at something that underlies all of this more than it seems. Time. Not as something to beat or optimize, but as the real asset you're compounding, whether you realize it or not.